Alrighty, it's noon on the dot. Somebody's finally on time. It's me, Fox 19 Now First Alert Meteorologist Brad Maushart here with your noon weather show. And it's a wintry wonderland out there, folks. It is, a lot of places, a few overachievers out there, but most spots, 2 to 4 inches on the money. We had several locations, though, top out higher amounts than that, over 5.5 inches in a few isolated areas outside with this morning's snow, and even a record-breaking snowfall event here in Cincinnati officially in the books. So we'll talk about that here coming up in just a second. Couple things to note. One, as you can see behind me, roads are looking okay. You can see the stripes out there. That's not bad. Traffic is moving. I do think we see some refreezing problems heading through the overnight, so be aware of that. That is going to be a mess tomorrow morning. We could see some slick spots redevelop with some refreezing. Other than that, not so much of a terrible Tuesday anymore. We're going to drop the first alert weather day going forward. As I said, it's not that we can't see some additional issues, just no new snowfall. The winter weather advisory expired 2 hours ago. As always, if anybody has any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, I'll see you in the comments section. Let's get to it with some snowfall totals. How about that? From across the tri-state today, these are the highest amounts, right? These are the highest ones I could find from around the area. It's not to say that, most areas didn't see 2 to 4. These are just the highest ones. So these are the overachievers. Mason picked up 5.5 in Lebanon. There must have been a band of snow that went right through the north side that was just a little bit more intense. We had another higher amount over in Aurora, picking up 5.3 inches. Cleves, Covedale, both at 4.8. Wilmington, 4.7 inches there. And I think the highest amount anywhere close to us that I saw was over 6 inches. That was in Rushville, Indiana, so just outside of our area. Now, I had a little asterisk down there at the International Airport. If you've been watching this morning, that was the official record broken there, 4.2 inches. That breaks the old record, which was almost 100 years old. It was set back in 1929. The original record was 2.1 inches, so we doubled up on the old record for December the 2nd, set in 1929, which, fun facts, the Museum Center, which is just off the camera here behind me, which used to be, obviously, Union Terminal, the big train station, that was still being built in 1929, right? Still being built, as well as the Carew Tower. The Carew Tower opened in 1930, so a little Art Deco movement back in the late 20s, early 30s. And those two buildings still weren't officially opened yet when that original record was set back on December the 2nd in 1929. Well, we smashed it, 4.2 inches at the airport today. Again, giving you the first alert ahead of tomorrow morning. We're not to the freezing point. A lot of spots today are not going to get up to 32. It does not need to be that warm to have some of this snowfall melt and compact. And late tonight, temperatures are going to take a dive back through the 20s. Be aware, what looks wet is probably ice. Be careful. We're going to see some refreezing outside tonight. We're not losing all the snowfall all at once. It melts away and we're done with it. I mean, we're going to have this snow out there. And with anything that's still on the roadways, kind of, puddles lingering with temperatures in the low 20s, unless they're a treated road, and many will not be, right, because there's no new snowfall coming down. Slick spots are going to be a problem tomorrow morning. Even as early as late tonight, it could be a problem because that sun is setting very early. It's plenty of opportunity for things to refreeze because today's sunset, I'm just full of good stuff today. Our sunset tonight is 5:15. That is our earliest sunset time of the year. Tack that on to the gloomiest month, one of our gloomiest months of the year, and we are just cooking with gas today. 5:15. And we'll have that same sunset time through December the 11th. It's the most gloomiest time, darkest time of the year. Get out there and enjoy it, right? Yeah, that'll get you out there. Look at that. It's freezing cold, and we have some snow on the ground. The horses, they probably don't even want to get out there and exercise today. We're sitting right now over at the airport at a balmy 28 degrees. And it does not feel like 28 because you factor in just that little bit of a breeze and not too much sunshine. It feels like 19 out there. And that is actually one of the warmer spots in a few areas. Temperatures actually across the rest of the tri-state without factoring in the wind chill as warm as 30 degrees in Hamilton, 30 in Middletown. We are above freezing in West Union. That's it, and just barely. Again, you're not seeing it, but it's just like a summer day when there's clouds outside. You can still get a sunburn, right? We have some of that solar radiation still coming through this cloud deck. It's still enough to melt a little bit of the snow. Not as much as if we had direct sunlight, right? But it will still melt some things, so be aware of the refreezing problems late tonight. Can't harp on that enough. We're going to weigh out a little bit, and the rest of the Ohio Valley, it's just cold everywhere. At least we're done with the snow. All that wintry and wet weather sliding off towards the mid-Atlantic, up towards Megalopolis. We'll take this camera view out. Whoa, somebody must have been walking in front of the chroma key here. Somebody must be there right now. All right, sorry. Sometimes it does that when people are in front of the key and I'm trying to move the camera. A lot of snow up in New England, unless you have any plans to head to, let's say, Boston or Maine today, or Vermont, New York. You're not going to have too many issues outside getting around with those roads. Nice, again, for now, but things might refreeze late tonight. No comments. Maybe everybody's just sitting at home, making some chili, hanging out inside, hiding from responsibilities of shoveling that snow. I'm telling you, you want to do it now. It's not going to get better later. I mean, you can wait for a while. Maybe it'll melt away entirely by tomorrow afternoon if you're lucky, but I doubt it because we're not going to see much in the way of warmth to get us there the next couple of days. And if you wait until late tonight, one, it gets dark early, but two, with all that compaction, that little bit of melting, it'll then refreeze and you'll have kind of an icy layer. That will not make shoveling fun. 33, not that it's fun anyway. 33 is where we sit now, and or where we'll sit this afternoon, barely. I mean, just barely to 33, just barely above freezing. Late tonight, right after sunset, we're dropping back below freezing, and we'll sink our way all the way into the mid to low 20s tomorrow morning in most spots. Slick spots, a possibility, with just a few clouds outside. And then tomorrow, don't forget to take the shades. One, you will definitely want to bundle up because it's not going to be that warm tomorrow, even cooler. We will see some sunshine tomorrow. That'll melt a little bit of the snow away, but it is fresh snow. That is one of the brightest things we have, right? Albedo-wise, albedo is how bright things are. Bright, blinding sunshine is going to be in the forecast for tomorrow because it'll be bouncing right back off that snow and right into your eyes. So that'll be the evening commute issue. Maybe if we have some sunshine early in the morning, I don't think we see a ton of breaks in the clouds early for the morning drive, but nonetheless, take the big coat and take the shades. You'll want those definitely if you're going to be out and about driving, or else you're going to get blinded out there. I'm doing great, and the weather in Canton will be cold tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, blinding sunshine. That's the forecast for tomorrow. I know I'm full of great news today. Outside of that, and if you can get past that, and the cold, and the slick spots, not a bad Wednesday. 32 degrees outside. Thursday and Friday, we're keeping our eyes on our next two systems that will impact us before the end of this week. Thursday, in the morning hours, we could see a few flakes flying here downtown. I think we see slightly more intense snow showers. I say intense. Not like what we saw outside with this one, but enough that it could put a quick dusting down on some of the roadways Thursday morning. That's mostly northeast of downtown. No more than a half inch. I think that would be the extreme, would be a half inch of snow from that. Friday, we'll see another slim chance early in the morning, mostly in our southernmost communities. Most of us don't see anything on Friday, and then we start our big warm-up. Ready for this big warm-up? I'll let you know how warm it's going to get on Saturday, coming up in a second. There's the Thursday system. Again, primarily around and northeast of downtown is where we'll see that light dusting of snow. Low visibility might be an issue Thursday, right? We'll keep our eyes on that, but it's not a huge weather maker there on Thursday. Less than a half inch tops, and that's going to be in the high amount. Most spots, maybe a dusting at best. Friday, unless you're in one of the blue shaded counties there in that snow area, pretty much Owen, Grant, Pendleton, Bracken, Mason, Robertson, southeastern Claremont, southern Brown, and southern Adams counties, you're not going to see anything either. Friday, most of us are dry, just a little gloomy, and then we start the big warm-up. Saturday, we're going to hit a mild 37. That is the warmest temperature we're going to see in Cincinnati the next 10 days. We should be at 47 degrees today, right? That's the normal high today. By Saturday, it's probably around 45 or so. Nowhere close to normal the next 10 days. Let's see. Sabrina asking me if I like this snow or no. No, because I had to shovel for about an hour and a half this morning before I came into work. No. I'm not, I don't mind wintry weather. It's not. It is what it is. It just, to me, it's an inconvenience. I do like to ski, so perfect. North Slopes is going to have a good couple of days here. All the mornings and overnights here. The next, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, really all the way into next week. I would not be surprised. You heard it here first. First alert. Next week, if Perfect North Slopes doesn't open up, maybe even by this weekend, I'm sure that they're going to be out and about through the next several nights making some snow, because we have temperatures in the low 20s, if not the teens. And no better than, I mean, we don't have, all the lows are below freezing. So don't be surprised if they open up this weekend or next week, depending on how much of a base they got going on. We'll see what happens. I do not have the inside information. I have not asked anybody, but I would not be surprised, because it only takes them, about a week or so of that overnight snowmaking to get stuff going. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see what else we got going on. Aurora, 4.5 inches of snow. Yeah, I had a few amounts out of Indiana that were a little higher, but they didn't come in until after I made that graphic initially, so apologies in advance. Let's see. Yeah, it's not just Cincinnati. James saying that Cincinnati drivers don't know how to drive in the weather. Trust me, it's not just Cincinnati. It's everywhere you go. And it could be sunshine, and there's bad drivers out there. So, yeah, they're everywhere. All right, that's it for now. Let's get back to it. All right, so Sunday, okay, backing it up. Let's back up one. Let's come back. Thursday, slim chance for some flakes early in the morning. Not going to really accumulate all that much, maybe about a ½ inch at the most. And that's mostly going to be in our northeasternmost communities. Friday, it's going to be in our southernmost communities, a few flakes there. The rest of us are dry and on our way to our warmest day on Saturday of 37 degrees. Sunday, most of the day looks good. So if you're compounding that with Saturday, most of the weekend looks really, really nice, right? Nice and dry. The later we get in the day, Sunday, the better the chances will be for a few flakes to fly. So as early as 1 o'clock, as you're hiding inside and watching football, we could see a few flakes up on the I-70 corridor from Columbus back to Indy. Here downtown, we should still be dry. Sunday night, we'll keep an eye on that, because that is when our next chance for a wintry mix will push in, after 5 o'clock. Right? That's the timing now. This could speed up, it could slow down. We'll keep an eye on things, especially the track of the system, because if it goes a little bit farther south, it will limit the overall snow chances. If it goes a little bit to the south, it would increase the chance that the wintry mix dives to the south, and we also see snow. So there's a lot that could happen here with this Sunday system, so keep an eye on that. Buffalo still expecting some lake effect snow, though the chances are a little bit lower than yesterday. Still think the Bengals should go with the white tiger theme, since they don't watch my stream. But if anybody has a Bengals connection, if they want some camouflage for the weekend, and it's not too late to make that decision, white tiger would be a great choice. All right, back to business. Saturday evening is when that wintry mix will slide on through. It slides out early Monday. Not a big weather maker for us, but again, depending on the track of that system, some spots could pick up as much as an inch of additional accumulation. That'll be Sunday into early Monday. So keep an eye on that. Tuesday, this is a busy forecast. There's a lot to keep track of. We have 6 systems the next 10 days. Tuesday's system, another clipper diving on through. That one will give us a chance for some snow as early as Tuesday morning. What is it with Tuesdays? We can't catch a break. Tuesday morning next week, another snow to mix to snow event. That'll be Tuesday. That'll be a day to keep an eye on, because I think that is our best chance the next 10 days to get more accumulating snowfall mixed in with some sleet, probably compacted because it might be rain in the afternoon. The high is 34, so keeping our eyes on Tuesday. A lot that could change with that system. Moving on to Wednesday's system. Yes, you guessed it, another one. This one looks to be mostly sleet, maybe mixed in with some freezing rain. We'll see. That's Wednesday, high temperature of 36. It's those 2 degrees of difference that it makes this more of a mix than just the wintry weather. That will be Wednesday. Again, lot to pan out, working our way through the day. That then changes to rain and hopefully washes away any of the snow we've seen the last several storm systems before it. And then we change back to a mix and maybe some snow on Thursday. This is the 11th, December 11th, 9 days from now. And we have another chance there, rain late on Friday. So it's a busy stretch, right? A lot to keep track of. Download the First Alert Weather app. Great app to have this time of the year. Temperatures nowhere close to normal. Our normal high is 47 today. We're only going to hit the low 30s today, low 30s tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. The closest we're going to get to normal is Saturday and then Friday of next week. And still well shy by more than 5 degrees of that. So that's just the highs. The lows are even worse. Here's a look at that. Here's your 10-day forecast. Again, busy stretch ahead. We'll fade into that. First Alert Weather Day, we're going to can that for the rest of the day. Not saying we're not going to see any issues with some slick spots outside lingering, but no additional snowfall, and most of the roads look to be in pretty good shape for the evening drive. So we'll can that for the rest of the day. 33 for the rest of your day. That's the high temperature. Refreezing problems tonight and tomorrow morning, and then bright sunshine through the day. Could slow things down tomorrow. Don't discount how bright that sunshine is going to be on the fresh snow. It will be very, very bright. Thursday and Friday, another chance for a wintry mix, or snow rather, both of those days. Saturday, our nice day at 37. And then we have additional storm systems. Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday all have chances to see either just wintry weather or a wintry mix or just rain. It looks to be a mess outside the next several days. So enjoy your Saturday. That's the pick day of the week there at a balmy 37. We'll take it. Nobody else has any comments, questions, complaints, suggestions. With that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some lunch. Enjoy the rest of your Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it is. Tuesday, enjoy it. Be safe out there. If it looks wet tonight and it's past sunset, it's probably slick. It is probably ice that is refrozen. So be careful out there on the roads, and we'll see you again at 3 and 4 o'clock.